Chapter 1: Devil's Return. Naruto was a boy who wanted so much in the world and was given so little because of the burden he had with the QB inside of him. All he wanted was to get stronger, to show everyone he wasn't a monster, and that there was a difference between a jail of a demon with that of the demon itself. Now, because of Jiraiya's attempts of him tapping into the QB's chakra in an attempt to summon the toads, Naruto was certainly now going to die after being pushed off into this ravine, and trying to save his ass using the demon's power. Unfortunately, Naruto was too afraid right now to even do such a thing, and with so little of his own chakra being used up, he had found there to be little chance of summoning a tadpole like last time. I have to do something or else I'm flesh paste, thought Naruto, as he reached out for the jagged edge of the cliffside with his right arm using what little chakra he had left to stick to it.
Unfortunately, all things with jagged edges tend to shred other things that try to cling to them, and this was no exception, with Naruto's arm practically being mauled by the wall, and the young boy could only scream out in pain while trying to survive this immense fall that would lead to his death. While he did this, Naruto was hit with images of the past, and how the people of Konoha treated him because of his burden.
Could this be the end for him? How would the old man explain his death?
Would anyone even miss him? It was at that thought that the image of Hinata flashed into Naruto's mind, and it was then that realization of why she was always blushing hit him like a ton of bricks. Unfortunately, it was at that time the ground hit him too, and landed him in a big crater that held his body imprinted from the fall, knocking Naruto right into the depths of his mind.
Naruto's mindscape. You've finally arrived here. I was beginning to wonder when you would, said a smooth, deep voice that could make even the strongest of warriors' blood run cold with fear. Who are you? Where am I? Said Naruto, as he stood up in this dank sewer filled with leaky pipes, and a cage with the word seal written on a piece of paper in the middle that kept the doors shut. We're in your mind, my vessel. Not very impressive, since the way you have been treated by these miserable flesh rats has made your mind most unpleasant a place, said a deep demonic voice from beyond the cage. And in that instant, red chakra flared to reveal the giant nine-tailed fox known to all as Cuba. And now we are here together, which is perfect, since the fox is the final piece to this puzzle, and the means for you to live, Naruto, said the figure with silver hair, wearing a blue trench coat, and was wearing black from his shirt down to his boots. You didn't answer my question. Who are you? Said Naruto, as he knew about the fox, as it didn't take a genius to figure it out, but the guy in front of him with the same blue eyes as him he couldn't figure out, and as far as Naruto knew, he only had one guess sealed inside of him.
I am Sparda no Vergil. I am your ancestor that lived nearly 1 millennia ago, before the elemental countries even existed, said Vergil before looking at Kyuubi, who was now growling at him, and flaring his crimson chakra even more.
I knew I recognized you. You are one of the twin sons of Sparda, the legendary demon knight, said Kyuubi, snarling at Vergil, and the form of the said man turned to stare at the fox without fear. Yes, I am. As I said before, Naruto is my descendant, and has the power to awaken his demonic blood again that has long been dormant after being watered down by human blood over the years, said Vergil, as he saw Kyuubi look at him, and then at Naruto in what looked like fear. As if the yondaime sealing me up in his own kid is bad enough, but to find out it was inside the actual descendant of Sparda is even worse, said Kyuubi as he saw Naruto look at him in shock, and the fox realized that his vessel didn't know about his heritage. My father was the yondaime, said Naruto, as he saw Kyuubi nod, and Vergil as well to further confirm it.
He was the only one at the time to have the strongest blood of our family after so many years, and I believe he could have even awakened it had a certain fox not attacked, said Vergil, as he saw Kyuubi growl at him, and then looked at a still shocked Naruto. It wasn't like I just woke up one morning to destroy this village of arrogant fools. I was summoned to this world by Uchiha Madara by using his cursed eyes to have me attack the leaf, said Kyuubi, who had no love for the Uchiha clan, and wished the man that summoned him along with the entire clan to die painful deaths.
Still, that would explain why you did it, and not entirely your fault. Not that it matters now since I'm about to die, said Naruto, as he looked depressed, and saw Kyuubi's eyes widen in shock. What? Said Kyuubi, as he had no intention of dying, and having his soul taken to the Shinigami. That stupid jerk Jiraiya pushed me off the ravine cliffside to activate your power so I could summon a large toad. I couldn't do it because I was so afraid, and I tried to grip the wall edge. It slowed me down, but it messed up my arm really bad before I hit the ground, and now I'm most likely going to die without anyone even caring that I'm going to kick the big one, said Naruto, as he kicked some of the water on the ground, and had an angry look on his face. Under normal circumstances, you would most likely die, but we can offer you a chance to change all that, and transform you into something incredible, said Vergil, as he now walked towards Naruto, and placed a hand on his shoulder.
What do you have in mind? Said Naruto, as he looked at Vergil, and saw the man smirk back at him. Kyuubi is going to jumpstart the dormant devil blood in your veins. You would have fully awakened it on the bridge back at Wave Country had you finished your initial intent of killing Haku, but you stopped right before you could deliver the finishing blow, and resulted in your devil staying dormant, said Vergil, and saw Naruto looking away from him for a few seconds.
I couldn't kill her. Haku wasn't a bad person and she deserved to be shown mercy, said Naruto, as he had no regrets in sparing Haku from that killing blow, and just wished the girl was alive to live in the village happily.
And we respect that. When Kyuubi gives you his soul, you will be empowered with the devil blood of your family, and all of my knowledge in terms of fighting. In truth, you will become me, and you will be unstoppable, said Vergil, as he saw Naruto's eyes widen at the thought, and the chance to show everyone just what he could do.
There is just one problem with your plan, son of Sparda. What makes you think I will give my soul to one of your blood? Said Kyuubi, as he was not about to help someone who was descended from the traitorous demon's bloodline. You either do this, or your vessel dies from his injuries from the fall, and you can have a one-on-one meeting with the Shinigami right before he devours you into his stomach, said Vergil, as he saw Kyuubi growl at that, and scanned the boy's body for the injuries that covered Naruto's form. What you say is true. It seems I have no choice but to give in to your idea, and give you my soul along with all my power. At the very least, can you promise me one thing and one thing only, said Kyuubi, as the fox sounded depressed, and looked at both individuals with his burning crimson eyes.
What is the promise? Said Vergil, as he saw the Kyuubi close its eyes, and then open them again before letting out a sigh. That you kill all the Uchiha clan members. They are a clan that should not live in this world, said Kyuubi, as he knew that at least through Naruto he could get some measure of revenge, and through a namikaze that is descended from Sparda himself. Done, said Vergil, as Naruto looked like he wanted to protest, but stopped when the taller man put a hand on his shoulder, and shook his head to tell Naruto to not protest this decision. He's my friend Vergil-san. How can I kill a friend? Said Naruto, since the Uchiha was kind of like a brother to him and he thought of Sasuke as such that would push him to the brink when it came to training.
Naruto, I understand your reluctance, but your so-called friend will destroy you without hesitation, and betray you for power, said Vergil, as he saw Naruto look away in denial, and was surprised when the Kyuubi decided to speak.
The son of Sparda is right, Kit. The Uchiha clan is well known for only two things that they are quite proud of: betraying others and copying the skills of those they betray. Trust me when I tell you that the Uchiha is not worthy of being your friend and he will betray you as all Uchiha do, said Kyuubi, as he saw Naruto look at him, and then back at Vergil before nodding.
I understand, said Naruto, as he let out a sigh, and readied himself for what needed to be done. Good. Now brace yourself, Naruto, as this will painful and will blow your mind away, said Vergil, as he turned to Kyuubi, and the demon let out a mighty roar before beginning the process of giving everything he had to the two to make the fusion complete. Naruto was going to be in for one wild ride. Hokage Tower at the moment.
You did what? Yelled the Hokage, as he had moved so fast you wouldn't think it was possible for an old man to do that, and had Jiraiya pinned to the wall while squeezing the life out of his student while tears fell from his eyes.
I tried to get him to use the Kyuubi's chakra by pushing him off a cliff, said Jiraiya, as he tried to break the hold, and was then slammed back against the wall hard.
What could have possessed you to do it in that way? It's bad enough the boy is hated by these stupid people, but for you to do that to your student's own son, and your godson no less, is inexcusable, said Hiruzen, as he threw Jiraiya away from him before stepping back until he reached his desk, now fully crying.
I'm sorry, all right. I fully expect him to tap into the fox's power and summon a large enough toad to save him. Why hasn't his training progressed like it was supposed to? Said Jiraiya, as he had hoped the old man would make Naruto strong enough to be able to summon Kyuubi's power at will. The councils didn't want the boy to become powerful because of the Kyuubi, and with Danzo pushing the boy to be a weapon of the village, I had to make a choice on which side to support. I had hoped Kakashi would be able to help Naruto with training when I set up the teams, but the man only trains the Uchiha because of what happened years ago, and has only taught Naruto tree-walking chakra control. Had you been a proper godfather, the boy wouldn't be so crippled by the council's decisions, and I could have done more for him, said the Hokage, as he let out more tears than he had ever before in his entire life, and felt the guilt of the past 12 years of not protecting Naruto properly eating away him. That was when the two felt it. The feeling demonic bloodlust on such a level it made them fall to their knees in fear. In fact, everyone in Konoha did, and everyone had frozen in fear at the demonic power of the crimson-purple energy that rose high into the air. It formed into a demonic creature of epic proportions with demonic wings before it let out a mighty roar that shook the ground around Konoha. And then, just as it came, it immediately left.
What was that? It was like the Kyuubi 12 years ago, only worse, thought the old Hokage, as he now struggled to his feet, and Jiraiya was doing the same. Sensei, said Jiraiya, but was silenced by a hand from the Hokage, and the old man looked at him now with cold hard eyes that held no love for the toad Sannin. Don't even try to apologize, Jiraiya. I will announce Naruto's death after the Chunin exams are over, and I want you to know I will hold you responsible for this when I reveal the boy's heritage to the village. That you killed the Yondaimi's son, and it was you that neglected your duties to him for the sake of your research, said Hiruzen, as he gave the hand signal to tell Jiraiya to get out of his office, and sat down in his chair before crying again at his failure. After few minutes, the old Hokage summoned his Anbu to him, and told them to check out the ravine that Jiraiya took Naruto to in order to search for anything that could be connected to the demonic power felt by all. The Anbu obeyed and headed out, though even they were silently afraid of whatever caused that demonic power to erupt. Weeks later, the day of the Chunin exam finals. It had finally come. The day of the Chunin exam finals had come for everyone that had wanted to see the competitors fight for the glory of their village. Though for the Hokage, he watched the audience around him with a heavy heart, and wished to see only one of the competitors now among the line down in the arena floor.
Naruto. The Anbu the Sandaime sent never came back, as they had gone missing for several days before another team was sent out to find them, and they were found, only they weren't just dead like the old Hokage suspected.
They had been cut ruthlessly to pieces.
Jiraiya was now standing behind him with a serious look on his face that now masked his secret shame, and knew that it wasn't going to be long before everyone heard of it. He knew that Naruto's life was going to be bad, as he had told Minato that from the start, but his stupid apprentice just wouldn't listen, and thought Naruto would be the symbol of hope for everyone. All it did was make the boy a symbol of their hate. It was during his time away from the old man after the confrontation with him over what he did to Naruto did Jiraiya realize how much of a failure he had become. How much he should have done for Naruto but didn't do it, and now couldn't because the boy was most likely dead. Oh, Jiraiya had heard from the second Anbu team about how the first one was obliterated from this world, and the Sannin suspected it was possibly the Fox's doing now that it was free with Naruto's last act in this world to bring vengeance against the arrogant people in this village. It was practically poetic justice.
Jiraiya then turned to the cage sitting in the chair next to his sensei and immediately sensed something was off about the man along with the bodyguards he carried. While the exams would start soon, Jiraiya would keep his eyes on the cage, and make sure this man was in fact who he was underneath his face cloth. "Where's Naruto and Sasuke-kun?" said Sakura, as she waited for her two teammates to arrive for the exams, and Ino beside her was wondering as well. "I don't know. Naruto was looking forward to this fight to avenge Hinata after what Neji did to her," said Ino, as she did think it was romantic that Naruto would do something like that for Hinata, and was slightly jealous of the Hyuga girl because of it.
Why couldn't she get a guy like that?
"Naruto-kun, where are you?" thought Hinata, as she held her hands over her heart, and wondered where her crush was. This is not like Naruto-san to be late for something this tremendous. If anything, he should have been here early, thought Shino, as he looked on waiting for his teammate's crush to arrive. "Naruto, please forgive this old man, as I was too weak to do what was right, and show me mercy when I reach the afterlife," thought Sarutobi, as he sighed when he came to the decision he had made with the intention of ending his life after revealing everything to everyone, and making his death a rather public event to destroy these people for what they had done to the poor boy. With a wave of his hand, the Sandaime commanded the Junin Proctor Genma to begin the Chunin exam finals, and had to hold back the tears that wanted to escape him again.
The first match of the Chunin exams will now begin. Will Hyuga Neji and Uzumaki. Naruto step forward while the other competitors go the fighter's box to wait until it is your turn, said Genma, as he heard the crowd cheer, and the Junin wondered if it was for the obvious reason that Naruto wasn't here. Coward. He says he'll make me pay, but in the end he's nothing, and will be nothing just like you, Hinata-sama, thought Neji, smirking at the empty space that was supposed to be where his opponent was supposed to stand, and it increased when he came to the belief Naruto wasn't going to show up at all. Since Uzumaki Naruto is not here, Hyuga Neji is the D, said Genma, but was silenced by a blast of killer intent so powerful that Gaara in the stands nearly had to grip the metal railing for support, while Shikaku was screaming at him to run away of all things.
The source of the killer intent was a boy slightly taller than Neji, with spiky silver hair, cold blue eyes, and was wearing a blue trench coat. The lone figure was dressed in black from his shirt to his steel-toed boots, and had a sheathed katana sword in his hands that were currently behind his back.
Hyuga Neji is my opponent. Start the match, said the figure, as he looked into the Hyuga prodigy's eyes, and saw the confident look on the boy. Oh, how he was going to enjoy beating his ass. I'm sorry, sir, but you are not Uzumaki Naruto, and I will have to act, said Genma, as he tried to put a hand on the boy's shoulder, and found his hand crushed by the said boy in one swift second.
I am Naruto, you fool. Now start the match so I can kill this Hyuga prick, said Naruto, as he threw the Junin away to mend his hand before turning his eyes to the Hokage now leaning over the railing to look down at him with hope in his eyes now filled with tears. He's alive. Naruto's alive, thought the Hokage, as he could finally make up everything that happened to the boy, and do what should have been done from the start. Jiraiya was looking down and saw the boy's eyes were filled with a cold fire in them that made a chill run up his spine. The last time Jiraiya had seen eyes like that on an Amikaze aimed at him was the time when he had been caught by Minato peeping in on Kushina at the hot springs. Jiraiya thought he wouldn't be able to walk after Minato got through with him. Hokage-sama, is that boy really Uzumaki Naruto? Said a Jonin walking up to the old Hokage, and the Sandaime looked at the Junin with fierce eyes filled with fire thought to be lost so long ago. Of course it is you, fool. Tell Genma to begin the match now, said Sarutobi, as he was not about to deny the boy his fight, and hoped he would have a chance to apologize to the boy for everything he failed to do. I just received word that you are Uzumaki Naruto, so the match will begin. Now, said Genma, as he flexed his right hand involuntarily, and brought his left hand down to start the match. It doesn't matter how much you changed over the course of this month given to you to prepare Naruto-san. You are a loser and you will never defeat someone that is a Hyuga prodigy, said Neji, as he got into his gentle fist stance,
and began to look into Naruto's eyes that betrayed nothing while saying everything.
Before I destroy you, Hyuga Neji, will you answer me one question, and one question only? Said Naruto, as he still had his hands behind his back with his sword wrapped around his hands too, and saw the confusion in the boy's eyes. You should be more worried about how to live after this match, Naruto-san, rather than me answering your question, said Neji, as he activated his Byakugan, and gasped at the sight of the purplish crimson energy that flowed through Naruto chakra network. Humor me, Neji Baka. Do you have any kind of remorse for doing what you did to your cousin Hinata during the preliminaries? Said Naruto, as he waited for Neji to attack, and knew the only way to do so was to attack the man's inner being.
Remorse? Of course I feel remorse. I feel remorse in the fact I couldn't deliver the final blow because of the Junin senseis that interfered on her behalf, said Neji, as he smirked at that memory, and saw Naruto's cold blue eyes narrow at him. In the stands, Hinata held her hands to her chest, and was on the verge of crying while her sensei sat beside her comforting her over that memory before glaring down at Neji. Neji's teammate Tenten felt sick in her stomach knowing that she helped train the Hyuga boy for this moment, and felt the need to apologize to someone, though she didn't know who. I see. Thank you for telling me this, as I now will feel no remorse when I do what I would rather not do in front of Hinata, and make her cry again like she is about to now, said Naruto, as he moved his sword to his side, and flicked the hilt with his left hand's thumb. It is fate that I win this day, Naruto-san. Perhaps you have gotten stronger since last time, but I am by far the strongest of the Leaf Genin competing here today. Kneel before your better and surrender to me before I kill you, said Neji, as he found Naruto's calm behavior completely the opposite of what he saw in the preliminaries, and wondered what had changed the former blonde, now silver-haired boy. No, Neji-san. Fate has no power over me this day. Do you know why? Because I have the drive and the will to cut through it like a blade, while you surrender to fate's veil like the weak Hyuga branch piece of trash you are, said Naruto, smirking at a shocked Neji, who had become infuriated by Naruto's words, and rushed forward to slay this commoner before him, to show that fate was on his side today. His gentle fist style would have struck true, had they not been stopped by two things. One was Naruto moving even faster than Neji, and two, Naruto spun after dodging before slashing into Neji's unguarded back with his sword. Yamato. After getting out of the ravine, Naruto found his body had changed along with his clothes that took on the form of his ancestor. And his mind that was once filled with little to no information was now filled with all kind of information in terms of taijutsu, along with swordsmanship. Acting on instinct of the memories Vergil gave him, Naruto summoned the sword to his being using the fox's chakra that was now his own, and brought the sword to his hands. His thoughts on the sword were temporarily put on hold when the Anbu came, as they drew their weapons thinking that he was Kyuubi in human form, and was ready to be killed. They were slaughtered without mercy. Now, here Naruto was walking up to his down opponent before kicking him onto his back to let the wound get infected dirt, and placed the tip of his sword at Neji's neck. Neji, for his part, had not expected Naruto to move so fast, and certainly not with the expertise in using the sword with the level equivalence of a master.
This cannot be. Fate was supposed to be on my side. How can this commoner defeat me so easily? Thought Neji, as he looked into Naruto's cold blue eyes, and how they just judged him like a spider looking down at a helpless fly.
You know, Neji, I could end your life right here, right now in front of all these people, and I could away with it just like you tried to do in the preliminaries against Hinata. I should slice you open and spill your blood all over for these people to see. I should make you beg for mercy after that crap you pulled in the preliminaries in trying to make Hinata submit to you with your words on her being weak, said Naruto, as he pressed the tip of his sword further into Neji's neck until it was just a simple muscle movement away from piercing skin, and ending the Hyuga's life.
"Are you?" said Neji, as he found himself between pain in his back he received from the sword wound there, and the sword Naruto was wielding that was currently touching his neck just below the jugular.
I should, but I won't because then Hinata would cry even more. I don't want her to cry over your death since she wants to free your arrogant ass of that seal on your forehead, said Naruto, as he took his sword away from Neji's neck and flicked the boy's headband off his head to reveal his cage bird seal. She wants to what? Said Neji, as he ignored Genma announcing Naruto the winner and calling for medics so he didn't die. You heard me. She hates that seal more than you do, and that's saying something. If she wanted to beat you, all Hinata-chan would have to do is use that damn seal and make you submit with everyone watching in a very humiliating way back in the preliminaries. Yet, she didn't, and chose to fight you honorably in gentle fist taijutsu. I want you to reflect on what I have told you, Neji, as you heal from your wound, and know that if you cross Hinata in any way possible that hurts her, I will kill you, said Naruto, as he sheathed his sword and walked away to the fighter's box, while ignoring the shocked crowd. I will. Thank you, Naruto-sama, said Neji, as he was being carried away by the medics, and looked into the sky to see birds flying freely in the air. My name isn't Naruto anymore. It's Vergil. Namikaze Vergil, said Naruto, now having renamed himself Vergil, and revealed his heritage to the audience. He knows. How? Thought the Hokage, as he looked to Jiraiya, who shook his head to indicate he never told the boy, and also wondered how he knew. Could the Kyuubi have told the boy? And even so, how would the demon fox even know that? Thought Jiraiya, as he sensed the demonic aura around Naru Vergil, and wondered if the Kyuubi had taken control of the boy before altering him to its own specifications. He's a Namikaze. How could I have missed it? Thought Orochimaru in his disguise and silently seething at the notion that he missed out, acquiring the ultimate vessel that could surpass the Uchiha. The boy once knew as Naruto cared not for these thoughts since he couldn't read minds, and even if he did, he still wouldn't care what the trio thought. For now he would join the others in the fighter's box that were all staring at him like he had grown two heads, as was the audience itself, and it made the now Namikaze smirk at them. You have questions, said Vergil calmly as he looked at the now empty arena floor, and waited for the next match to start. What the hell happened to you? Said Shikamaru, as he got straight to the point, and saw Naruto look at him with an expression that would make the Hyugas run for their money.
Hell, even the Aburame clan seemed to look more emotional compared to the Namikaze right now, and that was saying something.
You could say I made the proverbial deal with the devil, said Vergil, as he turned to look at the Hokage, who was whispering something to a nearby Junin, and within a few seconds the Junin appeared next to him in a poof of smoke. The Hokage would like to speak with you, said the Junin, who seemed hesitant to put his hand on the boy since Genma was an example of what happens to those that try to invade the young Genin's personal space, and pay for it heavily. I know, said Vergil as he vanished from sight, and was instantly in front of the Hokage, now shocked that the boy could do that. He wasn't the only one.
Naruto, said the Sandame, as he saw the boy standing in front of him on the railing of the cage booth before the silver-haired youth stepped off of it, and looked at the old man walking towards him now with tears in his eyes. Hi Gramps. Call me Vergil from now on. Oh, did anything happen in the month I was gone? Said Vergil, as he gave the old man a smile, and the Sandame hugged the boy tightly to see if the body in front of him was real.
Forgive me, my boy. I failed you in so many ways for the past 12 years of your life, said the Hokage, as he felt the boy hug him back, and pat him on the shoulder. You had your hands tied behind your back, Gramps. I understand. Just don't take any shit from the councils anymore, let me do my thing, and we'll call it even when you hand over the title of Hokage to me. Oh Faye, just so you know, I took the liberty of taking over the Namikaze estates, and spent the whole month there learning a lot of stuff, thanks to the Shadow Clone Jutsu, said Vergil, as he saw the Hokage's eyes widen, and Jiraiya's jaw drop, with his eyes bulging out of his sockets. This kid is only using a fraction at best of his skills. How powerful could Naruto Vergil really be, thought Jiraiya, as he saw the boy let go of the hawkage and then look directly at him with ice-cold blue eyes that were very similar to Minato's back in the day. "Hello, Iro-senin. I do believe we need to have a little chat," said Vergil, as he had his right hand off his sword and turned the hand into a fist that pulsed with incredible power. Yeah, about the whole pushing you off the ravine thing to activate the power that was sealed inside of you. I just want to say I'm sorry, and that said Jiraiya, as he let out a girly scream after Vergil kneed. The poor Sannin right in the family jewels that sent the student of the Sandaime some 20 feet into the air before Vergil's spin kicked him into a nearby wall. "Apology accepted, Iro-senin. Though for the record, Godfather, this beating is going to be one of many, as I expect you to train with me whenever I ask for it, and should you say no, I'll chop your balls off," said Vergil, as he turned to face the hawkage, and saw the man look like he had actually regained some of his lost age.
"Hokage-sama, the Uchiha has not arrived yet, and the next match he has with Subaku no Gaara is supposed to start now. Should we postpone the match?" said the Junin that had spoken to Vergil briefly and saw the Hokage thinking before Vergil decided to speak his mind. The Uchiha had his chance to compete today, but blew it by not showing up, and should not get a free pass because of his clan name. Clients will expect the shinobi they hire to be on time, and if we excuse Sasuke because of his clan, then we are telling them that we don't care about them. We tell them that they should have to wait for an uncertain and unknown amount of time because of spoiled children like him, said Vergil, as he looked down at Subaku no Gaara waiting now in the arena floor for his competition, and the crowd wishing for a fight.